North Carolina Tar Heels vintage starter jacket, the Parco style. I'm gonna pull this up out of the plastic, and I'll try to just let the plastic hang. All of these starter jackets that I get, I always, most of the time, let me just say, most of the time, unless they're beaters, you know, I will store them in one of these dry cleaner bags, you know, and put them, hang them up in the closet, or is what I try to do. But this is your Tar Heel, size large. It has the zipper pull still attached, in good condition, size large. This one's made in Hong Kong. Tends to make me think that it was maybe a little later. And I was just speaking on, this one's got some missing paint up there. This button's good. This button's good. This button's missing some paint. And this button's good. And I was just speaking about, I think that I think what might have happened was in the 80s they were making these in Korea. I can't remember for sure if I've seen the NBA jackets made in Korea. There might have been some. I know the NFL, almost all the NFL jackets I see, the earlier ones were made in Korea. Then they started making them in Taiwan, which I really like the quality of both. They had a little bit of a nuanced difference where a lot of people that might nitpick it and say, well, the Korean ones are better. And they probably are, you know, if you take everything at face value, maybe. Slightly though, it's not a big difference. Those Taiwan jackets and these Hong Kong, man, it's very, very high quality material. I mean, not material, I mean just high quality workmanship. I like all three of them, man. I mean, I might lean on the Hong Kong and Taiwan ones more than I would the Korea, to be honest with you. But that's probably because I'm more of a college fan than NFL. And you know, I used to like the NBA, and I've seen a lot of NBA jackets are made in Taiwan, it seems like. But I think what might have happened was early on they might have been making these Korean. I'll try to get back and let you see what it looks like. And then they gradually moved over. I think Korea probably for sure had the NFL contract to make the jackets, the college ones. I don't remember if they were ever made in Korea. I don't. And now that I'm thinking about it, to tell you the truth, Hong Kong might have come up before Taiwan did. But either way, like I say, they're all really good, strong quality. You got an NC on the arm there. This one has a few flaws. It's documented. There's some stainage right there on this arm. You can see in this area right here and also right here. Again, two of the buttons have some scratch paint off. You got a little discoloration up here. Very clean and white looking on the inside. A little bit of a loose thread hanging right here. It needs to be just trimmed. Your waistband looks pretty good. Man, these colors, it just takes me back. Oh man, there's a person that sells on eBay for years now, and there's a little bit of stain right there. Loco for starters. If he didn't come up with a good name, and I've bought stuff from him before, and he's really something, man. He's a good dude. I've talked to him a few times, and it was years later, you know, when we were, I think he was asking me about one of my pieces or something, and I bought a couple of things from him over the years, but I think I never did talk to him when I was buying stuff from him, but he's a good dude. Anyway, again, you got your starter emblem on the sleeve there, like all of these do. Your hood, This isn't bad condition, man. For the age of it, this thing, this is 30. Gosh, man, time is just flying by, man. This is at least 30 years old, at least, and I would say it's probably a little bit more than that. But it's not 40 years old. But I mean, it might be, and it might not even be 30. It might be 29, 28. I guarantee you it ain't no less than that. But I would say it's probably like 32. I would guess that this probably came out like 91, 92-ish. And I might be wrong. This might have come out dead in the 80s, in the late 80s. Like I always say, I've said it 100 times on these videos, is I always think of the starter stuff, and when I look at something like this and I'm like, oh yeah, this is like Hong Kong. They made them a little bit later on than the Korean ones. And that might not be true. I've tried to look up and I've tried to find out about that before, and it's really hard to get a lot of good information about it. But what happened is, in my mind, and I've kind of finally tried to catch up to this a little bit, but in my mind, when I see something like this, like the way I used to think is like, this came out about 95, because that's when I was really seeing it. It might have come out in 89, and I probably even saw it then, but like it was out of the realm of possibility for me to own it at that point. And when I got on my own and started working and everything, that's when I could go to the mall and actually buy a jacket like this. Was in the early 90s. So it wasn't even, I mean, I didn't even think about having no starter jacket like this until, like I was mentioning the other day, I did have one 91 after I graduated, before I was working and everything. I did get a starter jacket in 91, but anyway, it was really like 4 or 5 more years after that before I was really able to like feel like I could really go and buy my own and go to the mall and buy something like this. But anyways, there's your Tar Heels, size large, made in Hong Kong, vintage starter jacket, Parker style with the hood, Tar Heels across the back. They made many different Tar Heel designs. Some of them have a ram on the back, some of them's got an NC. They made a lot of Tar Heels. Starter made a lot of Tar Heel stuff because they had a big, a big following. So here's this one. There will be more of these to come, these Tar Heel jackets. I'll be making some more videos.